A teenager has declined to give evidence at an inquest into the death of a teacher in Katherine for fear it might incriminate him. The coroner is investigating the death of Michael Condrick, who bled to death after being stabbed at his home last June.
Day 2 of the inquest into Michael Condrick's death was cut short today when one of the main witnesses refused to give evidence. Jordan Thompson's lawyer, Josh Brock, said his client wouldn't answer questions because it could incriminate him. The 18-year-old stood trial for Mr Condrick's murder earlier this year until the case was thrown out because of new forensic evidence. Coroner Greg Kavanagh said because it's still open to him to be trialled as an accessory in the very least, I have no choice but to let him have that right, and he is released from giving evidence. This was after forensic officers told the inquiry the dead teacher's blood was found on Jordan Thompson's t-shirt and shorts. His fingerprints were also found on items at the crime scene. A number of police officers were called to give evidence today, including the first officer on the scene, Acting Sergeant David Bungaby. He said the teacher was naked and covered in a lot of blood, and clothes were thrown around the lounge room, and it looked like there had been a disturbance. Forensic officers said blood was splattered throughout the house, including the bathroom. Coroner Greg Kavanagh said the speculation we have is that someone covered in blood has gone in there and showered it off. The teacher was involved sexually with a number of young Aboriginal men in the town, including Samuel Wesson, who told police he was at the house on the night of the death. Mr Wesson came to police a few days after the death and said he'd thrown a knife into the bush, but police later learned he was watching from a hotel room when police searched the park and found it. The inquest continues tomorrow. Christy O'Brien, ABC News, Katherine.